Hi, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from me, Lada from Astrolada.com. Thank you so much for joining me again for the weekly horoscope. Before that, I want to tell you that in the spirit of Christmas, I'm giving away prizes for $250. Someone can win my foundational course all about the 12 signs, the secrets of the 12 signs. It's worth $250. All you have to do is share that video on Facebook, but you have to go first to my Facebook page, Astrolada. Plus, I'm giving a free reading with me. So again, on the same video that I'm going to share on Sunday on my Facebook page, go there, just share it and make a comment why you want to win the $250 webinar of the 12 signs, or why you want to win a personal reading with me, which will be an overview of 2018. I'll send you a recording about 15 minutes with the important points that you have to keep in mind. So that's, and plus I'm going to be doing a big sale, guys, on webinars and courses. We have more than 30 webinars and courses with world famous astrologers that we've been building for the past year and a half. And a lot of them are going down 30 to 50%. Check out, there is a link below. And it's only till the 31st of December. So we're creating this Christmas spirit of giving away, of sales, of discounts, of free reading with me. If you want to win it, check out my Facebook. Again, there is a link for the Facebook page. And I'm doing a lot of other games as well on Facebook where you can win other courses and other readings as well. Check it periodically. But now let's see how the last week of 2017 is ending. Actually, we're having quite a positive time. Why is that? Because all of the planets are moving direct from this week. It's what, the 25th to the 31st of December 2017, which means that we are not going to be surprised with unexpected events. You know, till now Mercury was moving retrograde for 3 weeks, but now it's starting to move direct from this week. Not only will it be direct, but it also is visible. That's called heliacal phases. When a planet becomes visible after it's been invisible for some time, its power is tremendous. It's 3 times stronger. It can manifest so strongly in your life. So anything to do with Mercury, guys, you have the green light to do it next week. Because Mercury is rarely visible, so you use that time. It's fantastic for communication. It's fantastic for some business deals, for example. It's fantastic for some papers, documents. It's fantastic for if something, papers or documents disappeared, Mercury was invisible. Now they can appear again. Mercury is visible. You can, if you lost something, if some piece of information that was missing from you can appear in the next week. Anyone that is ruled by Mercury, like Gemini ascendant or Virgo ascendant, or Sun or Moon, Gemini or Virgo people will also feel a flow of energy, like a new cycle is coming for them. Their planet is becoming visible again. So they would feel inspired with new ideas, with new, maybe even opportunities starting to appear for them as well. Anything, people that are in Mercury careers again, or that are very mercurial, they don't have to be Gemini rising or Virgo, but they can be, you know, the Mercury can be very strong and their careers can be mercurial. What does it mean? Someone who is in writing, in speaking, in teaching skills, in anything to do with communications, with media, with administrative work, anything to do with travel, anything to do with education. This is all Mercury rules the logical mind, writing, speaking. Also, it rules papers, documents. It rules anything to do with technology, anything to do with mass media, communication, social media, internet. So if you're in technical jobs where you need to use your brain again, your logical brain. So if you're any of those people, you know, working in such environments, new opportunities might come for you next week. Anything to do with planning, organizing starts becoming easy. If there were any delays, any frustrations with your plans, now they start aligning and organizing themselves. So things will go according to plan this week, guys. And actually for the weeks after that, Mercury stays visible for some time. Which is great news, you know. When Mercury is invisible, and especially when it's invisible and retrograde like it was for the last few weeks, there are complications to our plans. That things don't go, we plan something, it doesn't go according to expectations, which is not bad. Sometimes it even becomes better, but it's the surprise element that we don't like. And things connected to Mercury are hard to manifest. And so if you start trying to start the website, it's Mercury ruled, this is a great week. If you're starting, if you're trying to start some negotiations or some kind of business transaction, which is Mercury ruled again, or trading of some sort, can be good. If you're trying to start some journey, can be very good. If you're trying to manifest some documents, or to manifest some information, or learning some skill, or to receive communication from somewhere, again, all green light. And you know, as I said, all people in mercurial professions will be doing quite well, even though this is not the way people work. But the communication overall will be improved. People will be getting in touch, and there won't be complications about those communications, as I said. At the same time, planets are moving mostly in water and earth signs. You know, Venus is moving into Taurus, into Capricorn. The sun is already there, and Saturn is already there. Venus will join Saturn. Mercury is still in Sagittarius. That's the only planet we have in the fiery sign. But Jupiter and Mars are in water signs in Scorpio. So people would say, oh, okay, the energy is becoming much more feminine and gentle and calm down. Well, these are the two. Yes, both Scorpio and Capricorn are female signs, which means that they're a bit more gentler, a bit more soothing than fiery and air signs. But these are the badass female signs, because they're ruled by the badass planets, Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn rules Saturn and Mars. Saturn rules Capricorn, Mars rules Sagittarius. So these are the toughest female signs, that we are predominating that energy of the toughest female signs for the end of 2017. It's like a matriarch energy, like a lady boss, like a strong mama that tells you what to do, and that you know, when you're not doing things right, will slap you and tell you get yourself together, but still will feed you and, you know, give you a kiss on the forehead, but slap you at the same time, you know. So we're not going to be this vulnerable, mushy, full of feelings, emotional, you know, kind of trembling, because when there is too much female energy, sometimes we become too vulnerable, too sensitive, or we retreat, we become too introverted. Yes, there will be more of introversion, more of going within, but with a badass energy, in a sense, with a much more stronger energy. What is Capricorn? Capricorn energy that is increasing more and more this week. Well, it's no nonsense. It's practicality, down to business. It's about security. It's about providing. You know, it's about kind of even ambition and career and respect. And it's mostly about being realistic. While Scorpio is no nonsense sign again. Scorpio rules operations and anything that with a sharp knife can excise and cut away from your life unnecessary things. So with the Capricorn energy, we'll have an opportunity now, guys, to be much more realistic about our life, to take stock of our life, and like an executive says, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this is great, okay, this has to be restructured, let's be serious, let's be organized. And Scorpio energy that we have with Mars and Jupiter there tells it, okay, this doesn't work. Capricorn identifies what doesn't work, because Capricorn is the sign that finds things that are not going well. Capricorn is a sign that that makes executive decisions, and Scorpio is a sign that cuts off, chops things off, you know, and says, that's it. And yes, it's female sign, it's emotional sign, but it says, I no longer need this. I will operate it out of my life. So we have an opportunity to be no-nonsense approach, things that materially or emotionally don't support us, to remove them or to be more strict about them. And to, you know, we're not going to be vulnerable, as I said. We're going to be strong. Imagine a strong female energy. That's like Capricorn is a powerful sign. Scorpio, the two most karmic signs, the two most powerful signs. They're both about control. They're both about Saturn is more about regulation. Pluto is more about emotional control and removing the things that don't work from life. So something almost like the last week of the year, we'll be doing more retrospects. But we're not going backwards. We're not getting stuck in the past. We're doing retrospects in a very, I would say, unemotional way, or in a very practical, no nonsense. It's time to remove that. So, okay, this person doesn't work for me. No, I'm letting them go. Or this situation doesn't work for me. Or Auntie Patrice has been too nasty and getting drunk every Christmas. I'm not going to invite her anymore. So you take those decisions, you know, and cut them off from your life, and kind of, you know, in a way that your life becomes more practical, that it becomes more emotionally secure as well. So, and those two energies flow well together. They're in sextile sign between each other. So I'm saying, you know, anything that needs to be examined with a practical eye, with Capricorn, will help us in a realistic, down to earth, and anything that, if we, Scorpio rules willpower, if we haven't had the willpower to remove it, to initiate it, these alignments next week and the week after that, to be honest, will help us. But we start the week on Christmas on the 25th with Venus conjunct Saturn. And this is a little bit, you know, as you know, Venus is invisible. It continues to be invisible till February. On my heliacal calendar for 2018, we have the dates of all the planets when they're invisible. What does it mean? What is good to do? What is not good to do? And when a planet is invisible, Venusian things are better avoided, like starting new relationships, or trying to, you know, start anything new that is Venusian, art projects, anything connected with women, anything connected with art, with design. So, for example, if you want to redecorate your home, maybe you're not, when Venus is invisible, it might not happen, because Venus is design and beauty and art. So anything that Venus rules, like relationships, like signing contracts as well. Venus is one of the planets. Mercury visible, you can make, you can negotiate things, but the final contract signing is usually Venus, because it's agreement between two sides. Try to postpone it. Also, women tend to feel a little bit more, and people ruled by Venus, when Venus is invisible, tend to feel a little bit more like time to take a break, rather than, instead of trying to make things happen. So if you're Taurus, or if you're Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, instead of beating your head against the wall and trying to make things happen while your planet is invisible, take it easy, relax a bit more, even if you feel a bit frustrated. That's the nature of an invisible planet. And generally, Venus rules are women. So while it is invisible, women might feel a little bit more, you know, a little bit more frustrated than normal. And Venus starts the week by Christmas is when Venus is conjunct Saturn. What does it mean? The days around Christmas, maybe already on Sunday and Saturday, and then on Monday and Tuesday, Venus conjunct Saturn is that Saturn is a planet of realism. Venus is socializing. Venus is relationships. So we again have a no-nonsense, serious approach to relationships. Saturn rules old people. So this Christmas, we should socialize and give attention, Venus socializing, as I said, to all the people, to your grandma, to your aunt, to your uncle, to the senior people in your life. Maybe there will be, for many, this Christmas, there will be a predominance of having to communicate with senior people, and they will be the important person. But also, the tone of celebrations can be a bit more somber, a bit more serious, a bit more, maybe talking about serious topics, maybe talking about matters of concern, like serious political topics, for example, around the Christmas table or something like that. And the good news is, okay, the negative news is that people can feel a bit lonely. Venus is the planet of feeling loved and understood, and Saturn, when it's with Saturn, can block this a little bit, can make us feel more lonely, especially people that are single and they wanted to be with someone for a long time and they haven't. They can feel this loneliness a bit more when Saturn is conjoined Venus around Christmas. And you would say, oh, it's every Christmas. It's like that, you know. But this one, you feel it in particular more. And others who in relationships, or even if you're single, you might be thinking more seriously about certain connections in your life and certain relationships and certain choices. Venus rules both choices in life and both your love and personal relationships. You know, and you might be making such assessments and judgments around Christmas, who is worth being in your life, and maybe even being a bit more judgmental and building some walls not to allow yourself to be hurt again or to be taken advantage of. But Christmas is about giving, and Venus is the planet of being generous, of giving presents and things like that. So try to open your heart. It might be a bit harder. We might be in a bit more serious mood, as I said, in a more reevaluating mood in regards to relationship, but it's a short influence. It's only 2-3 days. So if you find yourself in such moods, no, it will disperse very soon, especially if you are someone with strong Libra. You know, younger women can feel like that, single women as well, someone for whom relationships are very important, someone who has Libra, Taurus, and Moon or Ascendant. But at the same time, as I said, it's good for socializing with older people, talking about more serious things. And the other good news is that Venus is about indulging in good things, in, you know, bacon, whatever, the luxuries of life. And Saturn gives restrictions, so it's easier to keep track of our calories if that's what you're doing, or to not to overindulge and go overboard, because Venus with Saturn makes us feel a little bit more self-critical about what we put in our mouth, in our body, trying to, you know, to be more self-controlled. Saturn is self-control, discipline, and Venus is indulgences. So we have a bit more control over our indulgences. And if you overeat, if you overdrink, you might find yourself being quite critical towards yourself and beating yourself for that. Actually, you might find yourself, even if you don't overindulge, you might find yourself thinking more seriously about your physical appearance, because Venus is beauty, and thinking, what am I doing wrong? Why am I aging faster? You know, or how am I damaging my body and my natural beauty? What can I do in the new year? You know, what can I do ahead to improve my physical appearance, to improve my you know, beauty routines? So you might think a bit more seriously. Saturn is seriously being serious, usually because you're like, you see a little wrinkle, or I'm putting a bit on weight. So how do I, you know, how do I put more self-discipline in my life to improve my physical appearance? So these topics can be also something that you're thinking about. Venus also rules money. And some of you might be thinking about your money, luxuries, anything to do with outer pleasures and outer material things we get. So you might be thinking more seriously, what can I do this year to improve my money? And next year, I'm going to have enough money to buy presents for everyone, or whatever. You might be just thinking about your finances, reevaluating them around your Christmas time. But again, don't forget, Christmas is about the spirit of sharing and giving. So be generous. You know, yes, you can give some constructive advice to loved ones about excesses of theirs, or about your relationships and how you can be, you know, in a better relationship. But trying to, you know, to be too hard on others, not around Christmas, you know, because Venus conjunct Saturn can create some complications in interpersonal relationships if we're too harsh or too judgmental or too critical on ourselves or on others as well. We can be too critical towards our own beauty and towards our own lovability. And self-worth, which is what Venus rules on a personal level, and on outer level, it rules outer relationships. So others in relationships can be a little bit more, you know, like no-nonsense business approach, or a bit more critical. Just be aware that this influence is there. And some of you might not feel it at all, you know. Some people don't, might not be affected by that. But those of you that do, know where it's coming from. Let me continue to see what's happening. Venus, of course, is going to be in Capricorn. So a big part of January, we are approaching relationship in a very practical, material way. We can do something constructive with a partner. We can create better relationships with authority figures, with older figures, with bosses, starting from next week, from Monday already. It's good to get in touch, and if you're organizing some events, social events, that they might be around your work, they might be connected to older people again, they might be connected to business professional contacts of some sort. Okay, so what else do we have? We have on the 27th, let me just see, I'm going to share screen with my 2017 calendar. You can also buy the 2018 calendar that we created with Marina. It's 103 pages. And here we see Venus ingress Capricorn for 2017. Our feelings become serious, grounded and practical. Social interactions can benefit our business work. Relationships start now can be based on security, material, and practical considerations. And it might take longer to start to show emotions now because Saturn is this reserved sign, as you know. But those relationships can be more lasting in the long term. But again, because Venus is invisible, you know, it's might be harder to start to manifest this relationship, or might be harder if you start new relationships now to before you see them, you know, slower and harder before you see the results. Then, as we said, Venus conjunct Saturn, it's felt 2-3 days before and after. And as I said, we have explained, we have more sober and serious attitude. We might be asked to reevaluate and correct some social or personal relationships with loved ones, connect with others on a more serious and practical level. Indulging too much in pleasures, good food can have some uncomfortable consequences because Saturn is the planet of you get what you sow, and Venus, if you indulge, you know, you can see the results now of that. On the positive side, people can generally have more self-control when it comes to such matters. Women, because Venus are ruled by women, can feel a bit more grumpy, security conscious, or demanding. More responsibility comes to women. Guess who will be cleaning the plates and who will be taking care of you know, the kids? Of course, it comes on women with Venus conjunct Saturn. And on the 28th of December, we end the year with a very positive aspect. This transit is active for quite a few days, because Mars transits last 3-4 days even. So around New Year's Eve, we complete the year with Mars trine Neptune. Fantastic, supportive aspect, Mars from Scorpio, Neptune in Pisces. So this softens the mood, especially for around New Year. And the last days of Christmas, now the 26th already, maybe from 25th, you'll be feeling it already. And of course, what does it mean? We intuitively, because Neptune is intuition, know what to do. Mars is action, to take the right action. And if we've had a fight with someone, because Mars is fighting, being angry, or if you want to say something to someone, expressing our opinions, because Mars is our opinions, we can do it in a softer way, which is Neptune. We can do it in a more, let me just stop that so you see me and my Christmas tree. So we can do it, we can approach others in a gentler way if you want to say something. If there was some conflict in relationships earlier with the Venus Saturn, now they can be smoothed by kind actions. Mars is actions. Maybe you're not going to go and say, they're both in water signs which are mute. We know that Pisces and Scorpio, they're mute signs. They're not going to talk so much, but they're going to do something. So say there might have been some stress, interpersonal relationship or whatever, some revelation, and now to smooth it out, you know, your partner or you or someone in your life can just do can tap into this Neptune Mars trine and do Mars's action, something that makes you feel emotionally comforted, because it's water sign. They're not going to say it, they will do it, they'll show it through affection, through a gentle action, through caress, it might be, or through helping you something. Neptune is a very charitable influence. When it's in a good aspect with Mars, this week, charitable actions are, people are inspired to do much more charitable actions. Mars's actions, of course, out of their feelings. You know, water signs is feelings. Your actions are triggered by feelings, and at the same time, there'll be practical actions, because we have a lot of Capricorn there as well. So it's not only are you inspired by your feelings to help others in a gentle way and in a charitable way, to be more supportive of others, and others to be more supportive of you, and others to see if you're suffering, if you're in pain, to intuitively sense it and to do something about it. You know, to do something practical, to do something that you see, because of the Capricorn energy, Capricorn and Scorpio, because Scorpio is willpower and doesn't want to waste energy. It just wants to do what it's, it fixes on something and it goes and does it. It doesn't deliberate. Should I do it? Should I not do it? No, it goes for it. And again, I repeat, the Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio energy, which continues for a big part of January as well and this week, is fantastic for willpower, anything to do with your willpower, anything to do resolute actions, anything to do with moving a cat and breaking through barriers. Scorpio is a sign that bores holes, that makes apertures, that breaks through things, and Mars is in its own sign, so it's fantastically strong there, and it's delighted by Jupiter, because Jupiter is also there, which means that you have the right opportunities over the next few weeks. If you see something you want to act on, you'll be in the right place at the right time, because Jupiter is luck. And you'll be able to intuitively also sense what is good for you to do, what actions to take. And Mars helps you take those actions without too much wondering, without too much, it's just inspired actions that you go and do it. And these actions will also be quite practical because of the Capricorn thing, and can help improve your social status, because Capricorn is energy of social status. So that's my horoscope for you guys. For it's general, some weeks I will do for each sign prediction one by one. This week, I'm doing general because it's for everyone will be affected in a very similar way. And if you want to know how this stellium in Capricorn will affect each of you in January, and the stellium, not stellium, but Jupiter and Mars in Scorpio, and they form manifesting yogas starting from from January. Both Capricorn and Scorpio manifest for all the 12 signs. I have explained that in depth in my 2018 January videos for every sign, because it's very rare that two signs can manifest so powerfully, because they have all the trigger components of positive manifestation. So anywhere you have Capricorn and Scorpio, you start manifesting in a tremendous way for a few weeks in January. So for example, if you have Scorpio in the 7th house, you might manifest a partnership. If you have, and it's triple activated, check out the January 2018 videos. I explained there, if you have Scorpio in the 10th house, you can manifest powerful move forward in your career, So anyway, this was my prediction for you. It's a bit long. Remember, Mercury is visible, Venus is invisible. We talked what these are good and not for. We talked that, what the strong feminine energies are important for with Scorpio and Capricorn. And we talked about the transits, how they can help you, what you can use. And of course, with Mars, Neptune, I forgot to complete this fantastic time to be a bit more patient and to maybe someone young, a younger person can help you, younger male person can help you in some way, or some activities there can go very smoothly, and to actively express your feelings, and anything which is connected to some sports that are gentle sports, or solving problems, because Mars is solving problems. You can solve problems in the 25th, 6th, 7th, especially 8th, in a more subtle, indirect, and kind of way. Kindness is the key to finding a solution to problems. You do it and even if you have to eliminate something of your life, because Mars in Scorpio likes to eliminate things and to deal with them, you do it because of the Neptune influence in a way that is not abrasive and hurtful to others, and that doesn't make you look like a jerk, basically. So thank you so much. Happy New Year. If you want a personal reading with me, Outlook of 2018, check out my Facebook and share this video and comment why you want. Or if you want to win the $250 course for us, for the 12 signs, again, check my Facebook. This is where the quizzes will be, and check out all the courses where we're having big promotions on 50 to 30% discount on many courses. I love you all. Happy New Year. And I will see you next year.